Hello and welcome to At the Edge of Knowledge. I'm Professor Atila Yüksel. Today we are going to push at the boundaries of science. Not with lab coats, microscopes or regression tables, but borrowing the wings of the literature. Because sometimes when science hits a wall, it's a single line from a novel that cracks the wall open. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, when I was working on my PhD, I was buried in the library. Stacks of statistics books all around me, data neat and tidy, tables polished. But something felt off. My regression taught me what was happening. It stayed silent on why. Then I saw it. A thick copy of Tolstoy's War and Peace on the shelf next to me. I told myself, not now, wrong time. But I opened it anyway, and suddenly, Tolstoy's description of hesitation of a mind wrestling with a decision made me realize my tables were mute. They couldn't capture what literature did in a single paragraph. If science wants to understand the human, it has to step beyond the measurable. Edward O. Wilson once said, resistance to new information has a strong neurological basis in all animals. Think about that for a moment. The human brain doesn't just miss inconvenient facts, it actively ignores them. And that includes scientists. Yes, us researchers. We are not immune. We are children of our time, trapped into its ideologies, its academic fashions, even its blind spots. This is where literature slips in. Maybe it opens a window in that narrow tunnel we call objectivity. History proves the point. Democritus' atoms, Copernicus' sun-centered universe, Galileo's telescope, all true, all dismissed in their time. Mendel's piece left to gather dust for decades. The problem wasn't only technical, it was readiness. Paradigms decide not just what counts as data, but how we see it. Francis Bacon called them the idols of the theater. We like to pretend science is an open stage, but most of the time, we are actors reciting someone else's script. Science asks, what do people do? Literature asks, what do they feel? What do they endure? A survey can count behaviors. A Tolstoy's character breathes. A Dostoyevsky figure plunges into the abyss of human nature. Kafka, he shows bureaucracy not as a system, but as a condition of existence itself. No data set can rival that. Take dining scenes in novels. They are never just about the food. They are about class, about desire, about belonging. Bourdieu would note here, distinction is everywhere. Science slices reality into variables. Literature stitches it whole. And here is the twist. Our own research is a kind of fiction. Think about it. Survey questions, experimental setups, coding schemes. They are all narratives. Who draws the borders of that narrative? We do. And those borders, let's be honest, are often shaped more by habit than by truth. Bacon had another warning, the idols of the marketplace. Words like sustainable or evidence-based. They sound like clarity, but often they shut the door on real debate. Thomas Kuhn reminded us paradigms are built in language, and language can be a prison. Curiously, fiction often leads the way. Frankenstein gave us the first blueprint for bioethics. Goethe's Werther sparked social awareness around suicide. Macbeth became a case study in guilt and conscience. And Robinson Crusoe, still the classic metaphor for autarky in economics. But here is the trouble. Today, science is folding in on itself. The same questions, the same methods, the same safe games. Novelty has been replaced by methodological comfort. Bacon warned us with the idols of the tribe, our minds law confirming what they already believe. So research becomes less about discovery, more about confirmation. Lakatos showed how research programs cling to themselves even when evidence knocks on the door. We stay in the script. So, what's the way out? Maybe it's simple. Maybe next to our lab notebooks, we need a notebook for novels, because literature stretches us. It builds empathy. It exposes bias. Science is great at asking what. Literature refuses to let go of why. Meaning isn't fixed. It's rebuilt in every context. And in that rebuilding, literature descends into depths that science often cannot reach. Maybe, just maybe, the most radical scientific questions are already alive between the lines of a story. And maybe the real task of a science is not to hand us certainty, but to leave us restless, curious, wondering. Knowledge isn't about the right answer. It's about chasing the right question. Thank you for listening. Until next time, let's keep thinking and let's keep adapting together.